Hello friends and enemies, welcome to or back to Happy For Now. It's me, Isabel, here with my manga login haul for June. So, caveat, the haul is not going to be everything here in hand because a lot of things are sitting in Tennessee yet to be unboxed. And I'm filming this before I head back home, so that way I'm just like ahead of the game. Keep that in mind. I will still go through everything I got in June, but I only have 3 volumes here that I can physically show you. The big thing to tell you is I started my project, as I discussed, in May, where I'm trying to read 227 volumes of manga before the end of the year. It'll put me in a really good spot to start 2027 and actually get myself more caught up with my manga reading. So that would be amazing. That means in June I did read a lot. We're gonna talk about what I read, and let's those stats really quickly, and then we'll talk about every single thing I literally read. I did group everything by series, so do keep that in mind, but I just feel like that makes the most sense when you're reading like across a series and stuff. So first things first, for stats, I read 25 volumes of manga this month for 4,663 pages, which is fantastic. Again, I wanted to hit 30, 5 shy is totally fine. I spent 4 days at the end of the month out of town, so that just really didn't help and just had a lot going on. Genre-wise, I read 9 shoujos, 1 shonen, 3 seinen, 6 joseis, and 6 yaois BLGLs in that category. I usually, I lump all of that together into one segment. Well, I separate it out, but for stats here, I lump it together for y'all. So there's that. Let's talk about what I read. First things first, I read Colette Decides to Die Volume 3, and I read Volume 4. I was able to get these digitally through my library, so that made reading these chunkers a little easier, a little more streamlined for me. Volume 3, we have volumes, what was it, volumes 6 and 7? No, 5. Volumes 5 and 6 in Volume 3. So these are 2-in-1s. There's 2 volumes per. I did only count these as 1 volume. I guess if we counted these, I'd be at like 29-ish. In this one, our heroine Colette has made her journey across the lands and is helping with a bunch of stuff. She meets Dionysus and helps get him better from a cold. She helps Hades with some healing, and there's some cute cuddling and sweetness here. I do believe she's embarked. Is this when she's on the journey? This is when she started her journey back to her home village to go see her family and all that. So we're kind of following along in here. It's really cute, really sweet. I loved this volume immensely. I've loved this series as I've continued to read it. Volume 4 is volumes 7 and 8. And that one has her finding her way on her journey to the village. And also we meet a new character, this little otter that's on the cover. We meet him. And we have some time with Poseidon. Well, we get to hear about Poseidon some, so that was really fun and interesting. But I really loved both of these, and I'm really excited to read volume 6 this month in July, hopefully, and maybe 7, and that'll put me current, which would be fantastic. So as you all know, I'm a spreadsheet-aholic, and I have a spreadsheet that runs back to 2024 with my purchases, and this is the oldest purchase on that spreadsheet, which is liquor and cigarettes. I finally read it. I enjoyed it. I think it was really good. I definitely think it's one that not everyone will like. These are childhood friends, 2 lovers. They're both gay and kind of journey through their awakening in this town's celebration happening. One owns a liquor store and one owns a cigarette store. But it was a really fun read for June. Though, of course, we read queer all year here. Next, we have Don't Hold Back, Lord Hades, Volume 1. I have Volume 2 to read still. I will read that in July. I about said June. June is over. I liked this one. This is a pretty explicit, smutty manga, I will say. They meet because Persephone is mourning the loss of a flower that she planted and tried to grow, and they get hit by Cupid's arrow. This volume 1 was really fun. It is a little wordy. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was a little more wordy than I expected for a smutty manga, but I had a good time, and I'm excited to pick up volume 3. Next, we have Healer for the Shadow Hero, volume 4. This is the finale to this one. I liked this. I do feel like I need to reread the whole series as like a full thing at some point, because it does end in a way that I just need like the refresher of the rest of it, but it was so spaced out that I don't feel like I fully grasped the plot anymore. I still liked the ending. I thought it ended well. I thought it wrapped up nicely. Our 2 characters end up together, of course, and it is really sweet and cute, the like love they have for each other by the end of this. Then I read Magical Girl Dandelion Volume 2, and I'm so glad I did. I absolutely adored this. I think this has been a fantastic continuation. This is a great twist on the Magical Girl setup, because she has always been friends with this demon. Is he considered a demon? Anyways, this like demon dude. And she also awakens as a magical girl who fight them, and it's kind of their interaction as her navigating this and him also trying to keep her safe. So good. It is on the Viz Media app if you're interested in trying it before you buy it. And I do believe the app is actually ahead of the physical releases, so keep that in mind. Then we have The Demon King is Way Too Overprotective, Volume 3, another finale. I finished a lot of series this month. I really like this. I thought this was a good finish up of the series. We find out the motives behind the other friend that we have met in this book and why he's after her and why they have like kind of missed each other in prior lives. So they find a way to break the cycle. It's really sweet. It's really cute. I loved this. For a little 3-volume series, it is so solid. I don't want to give it too much away, but I really did have a fun time. Next, we have a standalone, which is The Metalhead Next Door. Our hero here moves into a very cheap apartment and our metalhead lives next door. The metalhead finds him frozen, cold in his room because like the heat was out or something. He warms him up. They start sharing meals and it's just a really sweet relationship that develops here, and I loved this. I'm kind of sad it's a standalone, but I'm also okay with it. Like, I feel like it ends in such a way that you're okay with it. And it's really fun because our metalhead is like a chef baker, and people are like so intimidated by him, and he struggles to like talk to people. And I just thought that was a really fun setup here. I don't feel like we get that. I've not read a ton of that in my BLs, where it's like more of a goth metal hero and a peppy grad student of sorts. But yeah, it was really sweet. I loved this. This was so good. It's like staying in my collection so good that I would reread it. So next, I continued that workplace romance, Ask and You Will Receive, where our hero is disguised as not as hot as he is in real life at work. And we have a coworker re-enter the picture here that helped with the other guy's like work life stuff. And that coworker is very intimidated by him and unsure of his motives for his buddy. So he kind of does his own little investigation situation, and it's a very silly, very fun time. We have some confessions happening in this volume, if I recall correctly. Yeah, we have some confessions in this volume, and that was really fun. Next, we have His Sensual Whisper, The Voice That Sets Me on Fire. This was a good volume, too. I'm really curious how volume 3 is going to end with this one. I'm kind of a little hesitant about how it is going to end and what I'm going to think of it. He is definitely becoming just as obsessed with her as she is with him, so I feel like that's a nice like addition to the plot. Again, just a fun smutty read. Okay, then I finished a series that's also been on my TBR for a very long time, and that is Beauty and the Beast of Paradise Lost. So I read volumes, these are backwards, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 4 volumes read of this. Finished another series. Again, I told you all I was finishing a lot of series this month. I really enjoyed this. There was a moment in volume 4 where I got really nervous for what was going to happen, and then everything wrapped up so nicely in volume 5 that I was like, oh, I think I'd revisit this series because I feel like I would put some of the plotting pieces together quicker if I reread it and knowing kind of where it's headed. I mean, I knew where it was headed, but it was a really fun, different take on a classic. And yeah, I really just had a blast with this. If you haven't read this one, I think it's really good. I think the art also is stunning in this one, which helps carry that story a lot. Another one where I read quite a few. So I read volumes, I read The Dashing Zaddy and His Icy Protege, volumes 2, 3, and 4. I am current with what I own in this. I do need to get volume 5, and I can get it from the library to read before I purchase it, so I'll probably go that method. But I really like this. So this follows a coworker. He cannot get it up anymore, and he has been suffering from ED, but when he meets his younger coworker, he finds that he's not having that same struggle. They end up living together basically because there are some things, and then it's them pursuing this relationship, and it's been really fun. It's very silly. I've giggled repeatedly reading this, so sometimes that's all you need, you know? Like, it's a funny, good time, and I'm having a blast. But they are coworkers, and his younger coworker is very into him, so that's been really fun to watch unfold as he figures that out. Next, I read Wand Dance Volume 2. I did read this via my library digitally because it's at home. And I really enjoyed this volume. I thought it was a great continuation of the story. I like the dancing illustrations in this a lot. That is the one thing I will say. I feel like Wand Dance's illustration of the dancing is fantastic. And then me realizing I could get that from the library, I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to read the whole series before I purchase it just to decide if I want it in my collection or not. But I definitely have really liked the art in it, and the story has been interesting because our hero that's learning to dance is kind of shy and reserved, and he's trying to navigate that as he has to be have a little more presence to be a dancer. And then another series I've been putting off finishing, and I've got 2 left. I read 2 and I have 2 left, so that feels really good. And that is I Think Our Son Is Gay. I read volume 2 and 3 of this. I'm hopefully gonna read 4 and 5 I'm gonna read 4 and 5 in July. I think I marathoned so many series that my brain was like, you're done marathoning series. This is really sweet. It follows a mom who has realized her son is gay, possibly, and she's trying to navigate how to tell him it's okay and that they love him and accept him no matter what. In volume 3, I believe it is, she realizes one of her coworkers is gay and tries to navigate that with him a little bit, like talking about her son and her suspicions. And it's just really, really sweet. It's really sweet. The son is like a 13, 14-year-old, and he has this friend that he's very close with too. So I don't know, this has just been really touching and I love it. I like really, really love the family relationship here and how they're navigating, like showing their son that it's okay if he's gay. And then we have Fall in Love, You False Angels, volume 4. I loved this. We had another confession from a friend and she had to basically be like, I don't like you like that. There's someone else I really like, but I've enjoyed how that was navigated. And they kind of navigate returning to their friendship, and it was really sweet, and I truly cannot wait for volume 5. I also read volumes 3 and 4 and finished this series, which is Sweet Heat Before Falling in Love, The CEO and His Fated Omega. So there's 3 and there's 4. I liked this. I thought it was pretty good overall. I don't think it's like the best I've ever read, but it was definitely not bad by any means. I'm intrigued enough that I would like to reread the whole series to see what I think of it at some point. So there's that. But also as a 4-volume Omegaverse series, like, it's not bad. I don't know. I continue to wish these sometimes had a little more fleshed out in them story-wise, but it was cute. It was fun. It was Omegaverse, and I love it, Omegaverse. The last 2 I read digitally, so I don't have physicals to hold up for you, is The Girl I Like Forgot Her Glasses, volume 4 I read. Loved this. I think this is just such a cute little, like, I think it's shonen. Middle grade-ish, like middle schooler aged romance. She keeps forgetting her glasses. He helps her. I think they're in middle school. Are they younger than that? I don't know. Either way, it's really cute and sweet. She keeps forgetting her glasses, so he has to help her. They end up on a field trip in this one. And I don't know. Their dynamic's adorable. Like, every time I'm just like, they're so cute. So I have a blast. And last but not least, I read A Sign of Affection, volume 12. So I'm current with this now. I believe 13. I don't think 13's out. I could be totally wrong when I say that statement. But yeah, I loved this. I thought it was a great continuation. Our friend who had a crush on our heroine kind of had his confessions and worked on that situation, which I thought was really fun and interesting to read. So I have 11 things that I bought in June. I think that's right. And we're going to go through them real quick. I'm not going to go grab some of these because I do have them here. First of all, I got Little Mushroom volumes 1 through 3 from Kinokuniya this month. And so I got 1 through 3 of that. These are hardcover beautiful editions. I'm reading them in July. I'm determined to. I will report back. But I got 1 through 3 of that. I also got, as we discussed, Healer for the Shadow Hero volume 4 this month. Ice Guy and Cool Girl volume 11 came in. I have it digitally from my library. I'm going to try and read it before I go home. I also got in Love Out on a Limb volume 2, which I'm very excited for, and Winter Wolf volume 3, which I'm very, very also excited for. And then I did go to Kinokuniya, and I was trying to get a certain series. I was trying to get Bride of the Barrier Master, the newest manga, and no one seems to have it in stock where I go. That's been a me problem, but I did have some things to pick up that I knew I wanted more of. So I enjoyed volume 1 of From Zero to Office Romance. So I got volumes 2 and 3 from Kinokuniya. I'm very excited to read these. And then I got the Kinokuniya edition of Bride of Ignat in the paperback. There's a hardcover version of this too, and it came with the little art board, which is beautiful. So haven't touched any of these. I'm very excited for them. I also got Magical Girl Dandelion volume 2 this month when it came out. So yeah, not a huge purchase month compared to reading. I'm very happy about that. I feel like I mean, obviously mathematically I read more than I purchased, and that's kind of my goal the rest of the year. So we'll see if I can keep this streak up. I would love to hit 30 volumes or 31 in July. We'll see what I can do, but yeah, I'm gonna keep working towards that. Anyways, I would love to know what you read and loved in the month of June. If you don't do any of that, leave me a car emoji, because I will have been driving home by the time you see this, or have driven home by the time you see this. I don't know my video schedule right now. I just knew what I had to film today. So yeah, so by the time you see this, I'll be home again. And yeah, leave me a little car emoji, because we're gonna be bopping back to Tennessee here, and I cannot wait. As always, I will have links down below for everything I talked about, links to my friend anywhere on the internet that I am, and I will talk to y'all in just a few days. Bye!
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action. We'll get away. This is what we waited for.